What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jeffo coming at you with another video, and I hope everybody's doing well. Listen, chase your dreams. All the struggle, there's beauty in the struggle. All that, right? All of that. So I made a video a couple of days ago, or probably a week ago or something, where I said you got to use your fear to propel you, or use your fear to perform. And when I was making that video, there was a sense of fear because I was doing something that I've never done before, as far as what I was actually doing. But I've actually performed in fear before and seen how it works. So that's why I was making that video. And there was kind of making that video, there was kind of an added pressure, because though I've done it before, I've never actually acknowledged why or how or what exactly I was doing in that moment, right? And it took me, multiple times of doing it to understand that the fear was actually helping me perform better. And the way that I learned it was literally because when I was younger, there was a spot in my life where I was going into when I was 10 years old to the teens, where I was ultra confident when I was younger, but something happened where I kind of had let fear stop me from doing things that I knew I was capable of doing. There was always a thing in the back of my mind saying I could do this, right? And for some reason, there was this leash that just kept me, or this ball and chain that just kept me from actually, participating in whatever I was fearing. I was like, man, I'd rather stay comfortable. And as a human, this is actually normal, right? Humans want to stay in homeostasis. We don't want to get into things that are difficult. We don't want to do things that are going to cause pain. We don't want to do things that are going to move us from our norm, right? So we'd rather stay alive, right? We'd rather stay chill, or we'd rather stay, in even keeled water. But what ends up happening is it's a false sense of being safe, because you are killing your potential, you are killing your ambitions. Your subconscious becomes aware that you are a person that doesn't take risks. So if you don't take risks, a lot of the times you miss out on chances, right? You miss out on opportunities, you miss out on feelings, you miss out on opportunities to learn as well, right? Because not all the time that you do take chances, you're gonna prevail. But the more that you do take chances, the more that you understand how to plan. You understand how to actually adjust. You learn how to learn. You learn a lot about yourself and the world, right? When you do take chances. And taking chances has some aspect of fear. You have to be able to see what you're going to do, make a logical decision on whether this is worth it, and actually doing it. You compare, okay, if I were not to do this, how would I feel? Would I be better off if I didn't do this, right? So it's very calculated. But you can't let the aspect of just the fear, oh, this is actually hard, so I want to just stop you, right? So I was in a position where I was down bad, and I'm currently in school, right? I was down bad as far as grades. And the way the program that I'm in operates is you need a specific threshold of grade to be able to move on to the next semester, or you have to retake that whole semester that you take. And the semester itself is 12 weeks long. So you'll reach your 11th week, which where I was at right there. You reach your 11th week and you have to take this test, and that test right there determines on whether you succeed or you fail, right? And I was in a position where most of the time, I've been through college a couple of times. The first two times wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. So, me doing this, me coming back into it in it of itself was a fear factor to it, because I felt trauma because of it before. I felt the sorrow. I felt the sorrow. I felt the failure. I felt all that, that came with it. So me being in that position where it's like, okay, now am I actually breaking the loop, or am I going back into the same exact thing, right? And I chose to understand myself. I chose to understand the task at hand, and I chose to understand the plan and implement that plan and live with the results, and not let the fear engulf me. Now, during that whole process, I understood that I was scared. I understood the parameters of what I was doing. I understood that if I don't perform, I'm going to have to repeat this class, this semester. I would have to repeat this 12 weeks. And I was okay with it. Once I became okay with it and I accepted the effects, I would accept it. It was either going to go one way or the other. I accepted it. I then chose which way I wanted to go, and that was to perform and to succeed. So there wasn't anything in my mind saying, oh, I was not gonna pass. I wouldn't say completely like that. There was that, but my whole momentum was to overachieve, that there wasn't a chance that I was going to retake it, right? So I had to understand what did I needed to do. And I allocated all of my time, I allocated all of my energy into that success. And this is something that I haven't done before. Like, for me, it is very rare that I don't work out, right? And within those, the 3 weeks that I was actually, taking it seriously, I didn't work out. I didn't focus on, eating well, sleeping well, doing the things that I was actually doing on a day-to-day basis to stay healthy and to focus on other things. I didn't focus on any of the other stuff other than that said task. And my whole thing was, I need to put all of my energy, everything that I have, in this said task, and for me to succeed. That was my mindset. I wasn't trying to do anything other than that. I wasn't trying to take any of my time or any of my energy, any of my thought process out of specifically trying to succeed in that, right? And once I did that, my mind was, once I'm done, then I can recover. Then I can go back into doing what I needed to do. But for right now, I need to do that. And I just did that specific thing, right? Did that specific thing. And I felt like crap. I felt bad. I felt tired. I felt hungry. I felt, like I was going through a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I got into and this was through countless of hours and hours and hours and hours of training, right? And I got to the actual test, and I was at peace. It was a weird peace that normally the fear used to engulf me, but because I knew I did everything that I could to be able to pass this test, there was a sense of calm with me. I wasn't worried. I wasn't really, because I did everything that I could. So now it was up to whatever happens, right? And I ended up exceeding my expectations, exceeding the threshold, and getting the highest grade that I've ever gotten in the thing. And it actually showed me that that's the way that you actually succeed in what you need. You need to put all your energy into it, right? You can't let the fear stop you. You need to train so hard. You need to train so hard for whatever task you're trying to do that the fear no longer becomes a factor. And once the fear becomes no longer a factor, you can allocate all your energy into succeeding.